Welcome to the Tristan channel, your gateway to a world of fascinating subjects ranging from folklore, history, sci-fi, and the paranormal to film entertainment. Here we explore all kinds of captivating topics that will leave you intrigued and eager for more. Delve into the depths of ancient myths and legends. Unravel the secrets of historical events. Immerse yourself in the realms of imagination with sci-fi wonders and explore the unexplained mysteries of the paranormal. Join us on this exciting journey where we bring you the best of folklore, history, sci-fi, and the supernatural, all wrapped up in the enchantment of film entertainment. Stay tuned for enlightening discussions, thrilling narratives, and endless possibilities as we unravel the unknown together. This is the Tristan channel, your doorway to a world beyond imagination.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we gather to discuss a prevalent myth and lie that has gained traction in certain circles known as the Islamification of the UK. This term is often wielded by right-wing groups such as the EDL and Reform UK to stoke fears regarding immigration, cultural change, and national identity. However, it is essential to approach this discourse with a critical lens, rooted in facts, statistics, and an understanding of both historical and contemporary socio-political contexts. First, let us define what is often meant by Islamification. In general terms, it refers to the transformation of a society to align more closely with Islamic principles or practices, often characterized by the increased presence of Muslim culture or law. However, this concept is often distorted, suggesting an inevitable takeover or dominance of Islamic values at the expense of Christian or secular ones. To understand this myth, we must first examine the demographics of the UK. According to the 2011 census, approximately 2.7 million people, or 4.8% of the population, identified as Muslim. Latest estimates suggest that this number has likely increased to around 6% by 2025, but context is critical. The majority of Muslims in the UK identify with diverse origins, cultures, and interpretations of Islam. For example, British Muslims come from various backgrounds, including South Asian, Middle Eastern, African, and European communities, each with distinct traditions and practices. Another critical aspect of this discourse is the narrative around integration. Many right-wing commentators argue that the increasing visibility of Islam is indicative of a culture under siege. This overlooks the reality of integration and coexistence. Research shows that British Muslims want to integrate into society. For instance, a study by the Pew Research Centre reported that the vast majority of British Muslims feel attached to Britain and express loyalty to the UK as their home. They participate in various spheres, including politics, education, and community service, contributing positively to society. One of the most common fears surrounding Islamification is the imposition of Sharia law, interpreted by many on the right as a threat to the British legal system. However, it's essential to clarify that Sharia in this context often refers to personal and community practices such as family law, which exists parallel to the UK legal system for those who choose it. Many Muslims view Sharia as a guideline for ethical living rather than a political system to govern others. Moreover, the UK already accommodates various forms of legal pluralism, such as personal law for religious communities, including Jewish and Christian groups, without being labelled as religious domination. The media plays an undeniable role in shaping perceptions of Islam and Muslims. Sensational headlines often highlight extremism while failing to portray the majority of Muslims who lead peaceful lives and contribute to the richness of British culture. Political discourse around immigration has also weaponized the fear of Islamification, often tying it to broader discussions about national identity, security, and cohesion. It is crucial to recognize these tactics and their basis in historical prejudices rather than factual analyses. Instead of focusing on unfounded fears of Islamification, we should recognize and celebrate the contributions of Muslims to British society. Economically, British Muslims engage in various sectors, from entrepreneurship to public services, contributing significantly to the UK economy. Culturally, they have enriched British art, music, literature, and culinary landscapes, fostering multiculturalism that benefits all citizens. In conclusion, the myth of the Islamification of the UK is built on misunderstandings, prejudices, and a selective presentation of facts. It ignores the realities of integration, the diversity within Muslim communities, and the positive contributions they make to society. Instead of succumbing to fear and division, let us strive for a society that embraces diversity, champions respectful dialogue, and fosters understanding among all communities. The future of the UK is not determined by the supposed threat of Islamification, but by our ability to unite in our shared humanity and collective aspirations for a peaceful, prosperous society. Thank you for watching, and remember to research and question everything before taking it on board.